great. Hey, howdy. How we doing? How we holding up tonight? I was doing perfectly fine, and that okay, what's the meme? My day be so great, then bam. My day be so great, then bam. Stomachache. I just ate a shitload of oven-fresh pizza, and my body doesn't like that. My body is not a fan. Howdy, Nix. What's good, Nix? Love seeing you around here. We got a game tonight. Bare minimum, a game. If this game is sufficiently short, which... Howdy, Radazazel. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. How you doing? I know that name. I'm good, how are you? Again, as I said, my stomach, I was great, and then, boom, stomach is like, hey, you ate pizza that just came out of the oven, I hate that. So I'm gonna see... This is everyone's warning that there might need to be the occasional be right back. But before we do anything, I would like to thank Mia Uwu for following. Much appreciated. That's someone I actually respect a shitload too, so like seeing them around here is like, whoa, you know? Either way, let's cut the music. I'm sorry if the Deadly Premonition music was to your liking, but we do gotta move on. But yeah, I've already started up the game. It's loaded onto my SSD, so any weird jank that comes from it being on Unity should be out of the way. Should be. I don't know much of anything about this game, except that it exists, and that it's supposed to be short. I can probably turn everything back up, actually. Oh, you wanted to fuck around and find out, didn't you? Duly noted. There is a specific voice that I get into every once in a while. Specifically when one redeem is redeemed. And I realize I can talk like this naturally, no problem. Let's start the game, though. I know nothing of it, except that it looked cool, and it was in the bundle for racial justice last year. Whoa. Okay, so there's a little bit of input lag. That's okay. Inoperable. Okay. Enter. Again, I know nothing about this game, except that it's got this PS1 aesthetic, and that it's apparently quite short. Ooh. Okay, already, this is a look. I don't like the input lag on my walk, though. Not a huge fan. What happens if I just walk off the side? Alright, I think that was a minute, give or take. Give or take. I also know nothing of, like, the dev on this, what the point of the game is. Depending on how the game is, you might not stick around. That's entirely fair. I hear this game is quite good, though. There doesn't seem to be combat of any sort. Not that I was able to see. Oh. Okay. We're just gonna... I like the music a lot. Reminds me of Akira Yamaoka, just a tiny bit. Speedweed, yeah. Let's just sprint this. Ooh! Ooh, there's shit over here. A key. Okay. I don't know what the key will be useful for, but hey. We got one. And ain't that really all that matters? The Speedweed Foundation? I see you guys have found my LLC then. Well, I was trying to keep that under wraps, but... oh well, what can you do? Okay, you have a similar color palette to the key. So there ain't no way you aren't... You make a noise that I'm not fond of. By the way, to those on mobile, was there a different notification than usual? What? Can you jump in this? You cannot. Not that I can find, anyways. And frankly, I'm grateful for there being no jump. There was. Okay, good. I updated it at, like, noon... 2:30? I was gonna say noon, but then I'm like, well, that's wrong. Oh. Okay. Take. Close my eyes and seize it. I clench my fists and beat it. I light my torch and burn it. I am the beast I worship. Yeah, 2:30? Yeah. That's the time. Ooh, this is definitely, like... I don't like comparing people's passion projects to, like, other pre-existing things, because I know that some find it disrespectful. But, like, if I had to hear, I can definitely see LSD Dream Emulator. Like... you know, I want to be right on that. Wait, maybe I can exchange. No. Still makes a sound that I'm not entirely fond of, but what can you do? What can you do? Question, can I can certainly try. Oh, and I hold on to it no matter what anyways. If I exit the area, do I still hold on to the... I do. Okay. Offer. Okay. Oh. Oh. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I'm gonna take that as the hint of this is what we have to do. Oh! Oh, we have to find an object in all of these Don't like that. I'm gonna assume this is also inoperable. Okay, so Zen is inoperable. Okay. Okay. Wow, this is... wow. Wow. I'm shocked that this doesn't trigger my motion sickness at all. This is something that totally would normally, but the dev definitely put the time in to... if not being deliberately mindful about it, then to... What? 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 Okay. Okay, so we got some classical paintings here. Okay. That was easy enough. Oh. Okay, then can we... Yes. Huh. Alright. I don't understand, but I at least... What does this do? Okay. I just want to see my options here. But, like, there are 2 buttons over here. So then I wonder, what does this do? Okay, so both buttons seem to just bring that to me? Oh. Oh. Huh. Okay. I get it, maybe. Somehow reminded me of the Alice in Wonderland game for the DS. Which one? Okay. You're just an image. You can't hurt me. Think it was just called Alice in Wonderland? I don't remember an Alice in Wonderland game for the DS. I mean, I'm not saying that you're wrong to remember it. Oh. No, bring me to the middle. No. Oh, we're gonna have a night. I'm just gonna walk on it. Okay, it stopped. So, ooh. Yeah, again, something like this would normally trigger my motion sickness, and it does. Oh, the offering is here. So I just have to find the buttons and maybe meet it in the center? But yeah, I don't remember an Alice in Wonderland game for the DS. Whoa. Okay, these can't hurt me. Actually, no, I'm wrong. Nah. LSD Dream Emulator? Fuck that. Nah. Nah. This feels like closer to Yume Nikki. Or Nikki. If anything. But like, I'm comparing unique games to unique games to find an anchor point. So that'll get me nowhere fast. Again, this is clearly someone's passion project. And I don't need to shit on it by saying, like, oh, it's derivative. Because it isn't. I'm just trying to find an anchor point. We're collecting these buttons real fast. Yeah, because the things that would be like an Alice in Wonderland game on the DS that I would remember are like the things that are in like public domain, which would be like Little Red Riding Hood Zombie Barbecue and the Wizard of Oz JRPG. And I remember that one because you'd use the stylus to move around. By like flicking a trackball. But you'd use the DS's screen to flick the trackball. Okay, we have all the buttons. I don't like the noises that thing makes. Yeah, use the stylus to move around, but not on a trackball? You're probably thinking and misremembering the Wizard of Oz game. Because I remember, like, there wasn't a trackball, but there was a ball you would flick. And the speed of your flicks would, the speed of your flicks would determine how fast you moved in the world. I just remember it because it was a JRPG, and it's like, wow, this is a very unique take. Well, not very unique, because very unique is redundant. It's definitely Alice in Wonderland? There must have been a Wizard of Oz game that was the same then. Because, like... I was recently talking about the Wizard of Oz game. I would... You know what? You know what it could be? We're probably both right. And the same studio probably made two very different... Oh, this is... Ooh. Okay. Well, now you got me curious. What happens if I keep walking into him? You never heard of the Wizard of Oz one? Look it up. Because, like, it's actually quite fascinating. Yeah, that's a noise. Let me know if it's too loud. Inoperable. Because, like, yeah, I can definitely turn down the sound effects. I can also turn off the pixelization from this menu. Whoa, okay, okay. You also scream when someone walks too close to you. You too? Granted, that's just the old ones. Ugh. Oh. Okay. Kill. Nani desu ka? Yo! Yo? Collect. What? So I probably have to get 2 of those, huh? This is just how I see the alleyway outside my cabaret, frankly. Oh, I love what they're doing with the textures here. So like this feels like a very aggressive version of the PS1 texture warping. But like right here we can see it's just a checkerboarded pixel texture. But they're using it to such a good effect deliberately to show like this is something that like a less experienced or less knowledgeable dev might not use it as effectively. This is like a super effective way to do what they're doing. On Earth. Nani? Okay. 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 Yeah, see, that's what I wanted. That's what we needed. Gravestones definitely look, I'm a bit on edge. I'm gonna fucking applaud if this game doesn't end in a jump scare of any sort. 'Cause, like... Activate? What have I activated? Okay. Oh! A helicopter, of a sort, yes. What? Okay. Run. That's the signal I'm getting. Fucking run. Not today, Satan. That is the closest this game has gotten me to real terror. Oh, we had a little bit of a hiccup there. Okay, so I get the gist. I don't think I understand what's going on. But this is probably one of the... Mr. Satan from popular anime series Dragon Ball. Yes, the man I actually, like... I had 2 people that I wanted in Dragon Ball Fighters. like, as fighters. And I'm really sad that one of them will probably never happen. Because Roshi happened. And... oh, no. What? Okay, so that's kill. But the other one that I wanted was, like... Mr. Satan. And it's like, well, we'll probably never get Mr. Satan because he's, like, in the branding for everything. Yucky is a way to put it, huh? Alright, let's descend. Now, the good news is, if we get the red ball, if we get the flesh orb, the sacrifice, if you will, I'm just gonna call it the sacrifice for my own ease. Destroy. Oh. Oh, it's a heart. Excuse me. I would like out. Oh. Oh, 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 oh. Well, now I have a question. Is that permanent? You heard of blue balls, now get ready for red ball. Yeah, it's just kickball. Or Anton Ball. I want to play that game on stream. Yo, Anton Ball devs, fucking reach out. I say this knowing full well that I entered a giveaway that isn't done yet. Alright. Okay. Okay. Thank you for the ball. I will sacrifice it. I will offer it. I should have called it an offering. Oh. Offer more. Offer more. Offer everything? Okay. Flesh orb, flesh orb. Okay. You are not free. Power locked away. Power. Find the keys. Restore it. It desires more. Feed it. Feed it. Okay, so I'm gonna assume that this means we still have a key hunt. Oh, this is good. Oh, this is more than I thought it would be. Alright, I want to go this way then. What's this Boo Haunted House shit? Yo! Yo! Bear? XX? 2. Okay, so 2. 18. Something is missing. 22. 1. Okay, this is a puzzle. We're writing it down. So XX is 1, and I'm gonna mark down that XX is 20. II is 2 with 3, like a bowling ball. XVIII. XVIII, which would be 28, is 2 dots. And finally, 22, which would be XXII, is the 4 dot. Is that a wolf or a bear? I think it's a bear. Okay, this is definitely... Oh! Okay. Have one. Have another. Okay! So we definitely have an objective now. Or at least we have a defined objective. It's a very good thing that I had the good thought of get the key. I'm curious, can I still sacrifice myself to this? Nothing to offer. Did we not get the key from here? Or is that saying there's still a key in these places? I'm gonna go this one first. Frankly, I got no clue where the key would be. I'm gonna start by going down, because this is the area that freaked me out the most, and I'd rather investigate it before investigating anything else. Ah! Bada bing, bada boom. I'm a fucking genius. Fucking Tony Hawked right up that cliff. Yeah, this game is definitely trying to go less for, like, pop scares and more for unease. And, like, I am all for just, like, lingering unease. Okay, so if I remember correctly, and oh, bada bing, bada boom, no problem. We can get out of the flesh hole super quick and easy, which is fine, because that's as close as this game has gotten to me wanting to vom. Just a little confused as to what the inoperable outer doors are then. Because, like, we need to feed it. Boom. Boom. Okay. I'm a fan. By the way, if anyone is curious about this game, I am deathly certain that this was the one that was available on Steam as well as itch.io. If you would like to, restore? If you would like to, help out the dev in any way. Ha 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 ha. No. No. Nah. Not a fan. Okay. I have made a grave miscalculation. I have a feeling that this goes here. Yep. Oh shit. Okay. So, escape. What? Fuck you mean, escape? Fuck you mean? Okay, we're gonna explore a little more. Because now I'm curious. We can. Well, okay. This is definitely a song. Oh, I am into this. Oh, I am hooked. People might boil this down to like, oh, it's just a walking sim, but like, this is special. Kill. 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 You do not belong here. Leave. You can't make me. You have no power here. Leave us be. I don't answer to no wrinkly old tentacle bitch. Your efforts are futile. Give up. Look, last time I was told that knocked me out for a couple days, but nah. Leave us. And let me just see. One more time. Yep, you're just gonna repeat it. No need to be rude. Message is heard loud and clear. I'm sorry for that noise, but y'all know how it is. We need something to kill them. We need something to be able to finish this job. Nothing to offer. Okay, well, what about this? Yeah, I'm also weirdly into this game. If I remember correctly, on itch, it's actually, like, relatively cheap if you're into that sort of bargain hunting. Like, with every game I like on stream, I don't care if I show everything, at least please buy it. Especially if it's an indie. Please, I don't want to be a reason that some indie dev out there didn't get paid. I am 1000% aware that as a streamer, as a VTuber, as anything, as any sort of video game broadcaster, I do not want to be the reason that somebody doesn't get a paycheck, to some degree. So, like, Heike, if you can warrant it with literally any game I play, except Quantic Dream games, which I might just not play those now. Thank God. Please buy the games I play if you can. Activate. Ooh. Okay. What? Replace. What? The fuck? What the fuck? Is it coming closer or is it just spinning? But yeah, like, I saw this on the bundle for Racial Justice, which there's a lot of games on there. A lot of games people know. Like, Night in the Woods is on that. I know people want to see me play that eventually. Recall. Like, that game is definitely on the list, especially now that I officially have a copy. Also, the FOV in this game is actually real nice. Again, if it definitely, like, a good FOV keeps me from getting motion sick. Oh. Okay. this is definitely going to be an Embee Cabaret Hall of Famer. These are noises you're not into. I'm not either, to be fair, but it is a short horror game. Oh, this is just so my shit. I am so into this. This is great. I wasn't sure at first, but now, or correction, I was sure that this would at least be like cool to look into. I wasn't initially sure about like, hey, how good is this gonna be? Now I'm definitely certain. Like, no, this is special. This is a good game. This won't even get my coy. It's a good game? Like, no, this will get my it's a good game. Holy shit, this is great. Transmute. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes. Oh. Yo. What do we got? We're still doing it? Oh! Don't look up at the moon. Holy shit, this is good. What does it do? Does anything move? Or is it just... From the trailer, it looks like we're doing it to the end? What do you mean? In that it was like... that was like an hour-long game? Yo. Escape? Okay. This is the only thing I don't like. When I move out of the pause menu, my cursor is immediately there. Now, this is another issue that I'm not sure if it's actually been tested, but this is playing on my main monitor. I have two monitors. Keep in mind the game isn't crashed, it just plays in a suspended state when... 2 seconds, I'm gonna open Firefox. Just to have it open. But like, the fact that I can so easily slip out of the window is like a bit of an oversight. Although, keep in mind, I got this game for basically pennies. So, like, I feel I don't have much of a right to complain about too much. But I think that's, like, a reasonable concern to be like, hey, maybe see about making that a bit tighter. So that I don't accidentally tab out of the game. Okay. Lava lamp. Okay. Okay, so we've definitely turned the power off in the area. I don't like how alive the factory sounds. That don't sit right with me. God, this is so cool. What the fuck? Oh. I thought it just turned all white for a second and I got really confused. Okay. Okay. I don't think I've gone here. Yeah, definitely. Oh, I would have remembered that. Does he not have a nose? He does have a nose. It's just the texture warping that made me, like, unable to concentrate on it. That's okay. I've had a dream like this. The blob grows. Is the blob growing? I can't tell, actually. Hey, cousin. Buddy. Okay. No, thank you. No, thank you. Oh, that's not fun. We're running. We're running through this. I don't care. I don't care. Excuse me? Oh, can I just walk through? No. Okay, hello, I would like to leave. I would like to leave. Okay, we're gonna just keep running. Yeah, I don't like this either. This is pushing some fucking buttons. This is pushing some fucking buttons that I haven't had pushed in a very long time. Nope. This was too easy. This was too easy. Of course this would happen. Of course this would happen. I'm taking a sip of my beer to calm me down. Yeah, I hate it too. This is infinitely looping, isn't it? If the next one is the ones that are set down, yeah. This is infinitely looping. Wait, how do I stop the loop? Maybe it's not infinitely looping. Okay. That... Oh, the fact that I can't tell. That's even worse. Cool, 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 cool. No thank you. No thank you. What if I just run up to you? Would you like it? Would you like it back? Yeah, No, Nyx, you're losing out on nothing. It's just the same thing. Over and over again. Wait, no. No, no. The hallway is getting tighter. Hallway is definitely getting tighter. That square is definitely getting smaller. Maybe. Okay, we're trying the other thing. There's obviously something I'm doing wrong here. Oh! Oh, hello! Wait, what the fuck is going on then? Okay. Well, the infinite hallway's over. Okay. This shit doesn't usually get to me this hard. Okay. Oh, you know it's good when even I'm panicking. I am not prone to freaking the fuck out like this. That is not part of my brand. I'm actually usually quite brave in horror games. Okay, it's done. It's done. The area is complete. Is it growing? Well, it's definitely moving. Okay. Yeah, whoo boy. Nix, if you despised it, imagine what it was like to play it. Oh, ho, ho, ho. I'm a fan of how much I was not a fan. This game didn't do actually like scary shit for a bit. Do we have the means to kill? Summon. What? What? Bats? I'm a fan of how much you weren't the one playing. Yeah, imagine being the one playing, though. Imagine. That actually kind of looks like a bird from this angle. Maybe now that we're... No, you don't want to? Yeah, you're imagining it. I play a lot of horror games because I know a lot of people that watch me can't. Why? I am hyper aware of that a lot of my audience can't play these games like I can. Because, like, no matter how much I hate it, I can usually do it still. This is fucking sick, actually. But, like, even if it's my goal with that, like, is there anything I can... Is there not an offering of some form? Am I under it? Wait, hold on. Am I under it? Yeah. Like, I am acutely aware that it's like, audience often can't take the games I can, but they will gladly watch it. To have that layer of separation of, well, it'll still continue whether I look at it or not. Like, I know a lot of people who can, like, they can watch the scariest, most upsetting horror movies the instant it's a game. No thank you. Okay. I don't know what this is. And I'm the same way. I'm a similar way, at least. Sanguine Sanctum. That we're gonna see one more time. If there's any... By Modus Interactive. That's the game. I'm not even going to try to analyze what I just played. All I know... Wait, no, there's more. We're in Gygus. Or is this just a cool credits? Attributed... Oh, attributed to Pierre Philippe Thomeyer France 1751 to 1843, master 1772, and Louis Simon Boiseau, French 1743 to 1809, and after a design attributed to... I can't read all that, but this is really cool with the art credits. This just... I don't know how else to put it without sounding disrespectful. This seems like a very good art gallery. Howdy, Saul. What's good? What's good? We're winding this game up. But... I am a bundle of nerves. Bundle of nerves, bundle of nerves. But yeah, this seems... Yeah, I absolutely loved this. PSX Retro Shader. I think Paratopic might have used that, actually. Sprite Glitch Shader. Cool. For more, visit modusinteractive.itch.io and Modus Ponen on Twitter. Let me get rest. Oh, that's great. Oh, that's great. Thank you for playing. Yeah, I loved that. So hear me out. Okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the playlist on, and I'm gonna take another 5-minute break. Or not quite 5 minutes. Enough time to use the bathroom, bare minimum. So enjoy this menu. I'll be back in a little bit. Just a tiny bit. And then we'll swap over to... And I'm gonna update to just chatting. Bada bing, bada boom. There we are. So yeah. I'm gonna give shit just a teeny tiny bit of time. And then I'll get back on it. So yeah, see you guys in a bit. Alright, I'm back. Sound off if you're still here. I blame nobody for deciding that that game may have been too much for them. Howdy, Nix. Glad you're here. Glad you're here still. I know that that game was intense for you. The faces got you? Yeah. Yeah, same. Same. You actually didn't see it? Time to VOD dive, perhaps? I would prefer, and this is just me, if perhaps, and this is just a perhaps, if maybe you stuck around for a bit more, because we have one other game tonight. Yeah, not right now, obviously. Yeah. Although, Nix, could you do me a favor and hit the bot? So that it's like, hey, here's the links. That would be much appreciated. Thank you. I'm gonna make a stream marker right here. What's the other one? It's just exclamation mark Dono. D-O-N-O. There we go. Thank you. Much appreciated. I'm just gonna keep this one single video, frankly. I don't feel like segmenting it right now, and future me will probably feel like it a lot less. Give me a couple seconds to type out the, Hey, alright, wow, the bot doesn't just auto-ping people's roles. That's sad. Okay, the bot doesn't work the way I want it to. I need to remember what this game is called. Apologies for the ping to anyone that's in the server. I am glad to see you in the chat, though, Azazel. It's much appreciated. Is that the cult one? It is. I don't know anything about it otherwise. I'm just gonna swing on over to the setup. I also have no clue how well this will run. Not to offend any devs, but like I assume the indie game in a bundle of 200 games, I assume most things will run just fine on my PC. Okay. Alright. Okay, we got subtitles. That's good. Look sensitivity, always a... What? Oh, that's weird. Easy. Start. I know nothing about this game. Going in, or anything of the sort. Oh no. Perhaps this is...
I met Anne first, waiting for the bus. Normally, I avoid talking to just about anybody, but she struck up the conversation. She was so pleasant, so confident. She smiled at me as if she had known me as a kid, and we were just catching up after all these years. She told me she could tell I had a hole in my life. She knew what that was like, she said. She had also had a hole, but it was gone now. I asked her what she was
motherfucker.
smelling, and she laughed and said nothing. Nothing at all. That what she had to offer was free for anyone who wanted it bad
There's
enough.
a hole here, it's gone now. You trying to attack me today?
Her. She just said,
James! You're trying to attack me! With a bat! Game about a cult? 2 Silent Hill references back to back in under a minute? This is for me. Redact Games presents... Do I need to... Hold on. A game by Nathaniel Behrens. Sagebrush. So I know nothing about this game. Black Sage Ranch, 250 miles northwest of Albuquerque. Site of the 1993 Perfect Heaven mass suicide. Alright, now we have control. That's too much control. Hopefully there is no shooting. Examine car. Not gonna lie, you're surprised it actually made it all the way here. Brought some gear in the trunk. I picked only wire cutters. Pair of wire cutters borrowed from the house. Okay. Hell yeah. That's definitely gonna be useful. Gate won't budge and you didn't bring anything to bust through. Yeah, this has the aesthetic. Can't change the sensitivity? I can, I just changed my mouse's DPI setting first, though. To use an item, interact with the object. Okay, examine fence. Oh, fuck yeah. Wire cutters clip through the rustling fence easily and create a small hole. There is no crouch, by the way. No crouch, no jump. Ooh, this is already a game. All I know about this game is that we are exploring an old cult's compound. It can be a little confusing getting around our little home. Don't worry. Sister Anne has printed some maps to help you get acclimated. To open the map, press M. Okay, so where am I? Probably the community hall? Oh, it's this sort of map. Okay. Nothing happens. Maybe there's a power source nearby. Too dark to make out much detail. Examine table. Moldy dishes litter the table, stained and dusty. There's no food, though. Wild animals likely finish the scraps. What?
Well, I had just graduated from college. You know I was a communications major. That part was true. So
howdy, Mia.
I graduated and I couldn't find a job.
What's up? What's up?
I had no idea what I wanted to do and got pretty depressed. My boyfriend at the time said I was holding him back and took off. So that was that. I could have moved home, but I didn't. I stayed out in California, but it's not like I had any friends there. My parents would call and I would just lie about how things were going. I didn't know what I wanted. You just finished streaming and want to see my stream? Oh, hell yeah. I'm sorry I couldn't attend. I didn't really want anything. I would wake up and just count the seconds.
By the time you were streaming, I was eating.
I fell back asleep.
I was Tony Hawk.
We were all broken in some way, I think. Some more than others.
Okay. I really like that for the tapes. 2 seconds. I need to update the stream title. Second. I actually don't have water on me. Oh, Sagebrush has its own entry too. So yeah, actually give me 2 seconds. I have no water around me, and I would feel like I'm breaking TOS if I just sip my beer. I'll be right back. I'm not even gonna go to the bumper. Such a boomer when it comes to Twitch. Oh, don't worry. Oh, yeah. So how do I change titles? First thing I wanna ask before I teach anything is, are you using Streamlabs OBS or just OBS? Or even something like S or XSplit. You're using Streamlabs OBS. Okay, so you know when you're looking at your at it on your monitor, and you see like right above your chat menu is like the icon for the people for refresh chat, and there's the little pencil. The little pencil is how you do it. Oh no. Okay, thank God. Nice instrument once. Now the strings are rusted and the lacquer faded. Also, I did drink the water. Is this Minecraft 2? Might have... I don't know. Too dark to read anything. Note to Leonard. Too dark to read anything. Okay. We're just gonna keep this closed. But this is called Sagebrush. The interior is coated in the long, dried, blackened remains of various frozen foods. A huge can of pork and beans, just like you used to eat growing up. Small tin of green beans, dented on the side. It's a game that, as far as I'm aware, is just about exploring an abandoned cult compound. Can't believe someone knocked over the shelf and didn't clean it up. Yeah, what a rude motherfucking cultist. You fiddle with the knobs. There's no hiss of gas, no clicking ignition. Range is long dead. Flies buzz around the sink, piled with unwashed dishes. Like, they're cultists, not animals. Tons of cereal boxes. None of the sugary stuff, though. Cardboard boxes labeled utensils, decorations, grains, etc. Okay. Stacks of cardboard boxes storing everything from jars of yeast and jars of jam to paper plates and replacement light bulbs. And I don't go to look to see if there's maybe, like, note about Leonard. And I don't go to check to see if... Kitchen schedule. Too dark to read anything. I was gonna say, it says maybe there's a power source nearby, but back in your days, cults had some class. You're right. Performance schedule. Monday, Josiah plays original hymns. Tuesday, gospel reading. Wednesday, Juliet violin recital. Thursday, gospel reading. Friday, children's reenactment of Book of Sariel. Note, power's been pretty finicky lately. You might have to restart the generator to get the lights back on. Keys in the box and the generators around the side. Andrew. Just want to double check every... Ping pong table. It's the only game you see around. Doesn't seem like there's much room to play. You wanted to make a blood reference, but it was too small. Too dark to see much detail. Gonna assume we need a record. I am trusting that this game will use music that won't get me in trouble.
Yeah. I also don't know how long this game is going to take. Alright, so it said there was a Jenny around the side. I ain't seeing anything. Oh, this side. Turn on the generator. Turn the key, press the button, and the generator hums to life. Okay, no, but what do you do if you get to the end and there's just fucking Caleb standing here? Madamak. Okay, so there's a chance that I might get muted. Read a Bible quote. Sure. And if a woman has an issue, and her issue in her flesh be blood, she shall be put apart 7 days, and whoever toucheth her shall be unclean until the even. And everything she lieth upon in her separation shall be unclean. Everything that she sitteth upon shall also be unclean. And whoever toucheth her bed shall wash his clothes, and bathe himself in water, and be unclean till the even. And whosoever toucheth anything that she sat upon shall wash his clothes, and bathe himself in water, and be unclean until the even. Leviticus 15:19 through 22. Also, I would love if a horror game just ended in a boomer shooter protagonist existing. The painting shows an intensely focused middle-aged man. He holds a book in his left hand. The painting seems to be less than professional, but the man's determination shows through. An angel walks through the empty field, his hands pressed together in prayer. This painting depicts an angel tenderly cradling the corpse of Jesus Christ in his tomb. Oh Lord, the great collapse won't be our end. Doom, but you're a demon running away from the Doomslayer. That'd be so cool, though! Jesus saith to him that he is washed and needeth to save to wash his feet, but is clean every whit, and ye are clean, but not all. John 13:10. When the world falls into despair, we will rise again. Get to know the latest members of the flock. Welcome them with open arms and open hearts. My name is Christopher. I'm from Flagstaff. I was a farmer before and hope to lend my expertise to help out the flock. Fun fact, I hold the record for most blue ribbons at the Arizona State Fair Livestock Competition. Jesus said, "Your feet stanky, wash it again." Yeah. I'm Viola. My two wonderful children, my son Lucas and daughter Juliet, are from Fresno. I'll be helping out with school and our children in ways of the Lord. Fun fact, I was born in Vancouver, so I'm technically also Canadian. I'm not changing the accent. Hello, I'm Peyton. I'm from a small town in Oklahoma you've probably never heard of. Ran a grocery store in town, but ever since it shut down, I've been looking for something more. Father James is helping me find that. Fun fact, I served in the Navy for a term. Hello, friends. I'm Candace. Can this dick fit in your mouth? I love cooking and crafts, so I hope I can help energize the flock so that we may fulfill his word. Fun fact, I can speak 3 languages. I'm Josiah, and I'm so thankful to you and to the Lord for giving me a home after years of living on the streets. I finally feel like I have a family. Fun fact, blank. Please? What do you mean, please? What do you mean, please? Hello, I'm Lillian. I was a, I was a student at USC before I dropped out because I couldn't stand the indoctrination anymore. I was looking for truth and I couldn't find it here. Now I know I was looking in the wrong place. Fun fact, I've been to 4 continents in the last 3 years. Fucking Candace joke, you weren't expecting it? It's Candace, how can you not? My name is Vance. I saw through the lies of my parents' church. They were filling our heads with blasphemy. I now see the truth of it because of Father James. Fun fact, I'm a really fast reader. That's where you and I differ, bud. Okay. Wait, pamphlet. Have you sinned? Are you plagued by doubt? Do you fear death? Do you have the nagging feeling that your church doesn't have the answers? There's a reason. Father James can help. Sorry, brain, like, shut the fuck down really hard. A perfect heaven awaits for those of faith. What's the sheet music? It's too dark to read anything. Where's the light switch? Okay, so that light switch doesn't seem to do anything. Oh, you know what? It's probably the one for the kitchen. When we all get to heaven, sing the wondrous love of Jesus, sing his mercy and his grace. In the mansions bright and blessed, he'll prepare for us a place. When we all get to heaven, what a day of rejoicing that will be. When we all see Jesus, he'll sing and shout the victory. While we walk through the pilgrim pathway, clouds will spread the sky. But when traveling days are over, not a shadow, not a sigh. Let us be true and faithful, trusting, serving, every day. Just one glimpse of him in glory will the toils of life repay. Onward to the prize before us, soon his beauty we'll behold. Soon the pearly gates will open, and we shall tread the streets of gold. Note to Leonard. Leonard! The pantry is not your personal snack drawer. Food is for the flock to share. If you keep stealing cookies from the storeroom, you'll have to answer for your crimes in the cleansing room. Please pray and reflect on your actions and how they harm the flock. I'm praying for you too. Andrew. Note about Leonard. Leonard hasn't heeded warnings about taking more than his share of food. He keeps swiping snacks from the storage room. Until we can straighten him out, I've decided to move his favorite foods into the farm shed and hide the key on the side of the bookshelf next to the ping pong table. Read kitchen prayer. Enable us to use thy manifold blessings with moderation. Grant our hearts wisdom to avoid excess in eating and drinking, and in the cares of this life. Teach us to put our trust in thee, and await thy helping hand. Okay. And kitchen schedule. Spinach casserole on Monday, barbecue on Tuesday, fasting Wednesday, pork chops on Thursday, beef stew on Friday, chicken on Saturday, fasting Sunday. Due to the power outage, food stores have spoiled. We'll have to replace the planned meals with canned foodstuffs and produce until new supplies have arrived. Alright, sounds way more fun than the rest of these squares. He does! He's the Shaggy of the crew, in that he overeats and it wasn't him. I just want to turn off the record player. It's making me nervous. Okay, so you take a book off the shelf. We know the conspiracy can trace itself back as far as the 4th century, when Athanasius and his cronies first began to exude the essential works from the Bible. Ah! Really like that pickup noise, actually. I'm also not the biggest fan of the doors closing. Okay, so the farmhouse was mentioned, which looks like it's over there. Not having a jump button means I'll have to walk the long way, probably? Yeah. I can always take note of the, Rusting lock fights back against, but eventually relents. The gate unlocks. Fuck yeah. Okay, so this is definitely a slow game, but it's not bad. So farmhouse seems to be our next big objective. I feel like we didn't have to take that first, like the way this game is structured, but it's probably best to. Examine first base. Oh. Home would be there then. Yep, covered in dirt and grass. I'm just scared that we're gonna see something in the distance moving, which I thought was that, but that's probably like a tractor or some shit. Oh no, it's flies. It's flies. It's flies. It's flies. It's flies. Why is it flies? Farm... Oh, farm shed. Not barn. Small... Is that an animal? Is that like a raccoon? No, it's a bush. Okay, so I see I've gone the wrong way. But I can definitely... definitely... Oh, this is the farm shed. Okay. I was gonna say I can definitely fucking swoop around. Ragged old work jacket. You ruffle through the pockets. Coughing at the dust, you found a key. Andrew's trailer. Andrew's journal. Too dark to read anything. Load the batteries into your flashlight. Let's hope they're still charged. Here's the question. Okay, so there's no battery meter that I can see. Can anyone truly know the joy of the absolute truth? The freedom that comes with releasing from one's doubt like so much ballast into the sea? I know that feeling now. For so long I searched. I searched among the Catholics, idol worshippers and perverts. I searched among the Baptist hypocrites. I searched among the Pentecostals infested by charlatans. I tried so many churches and all of them to a one, were filled with fools and liars. Now I know why. Father has helped me to see. God damn, alright. See, Outlast 2, I want you to take notes, Outlast 2. This is how you do a cult story like this. Full garden and farm implements still caked in old gray dirt and... Is that cereal? It is. Examine shelf. Looks like these may have been jars of jam and pickled vegetables at one point. Now they're just disgusting. Gas can, empty. Watering can, also empty. Bags of seed and weed killer. Yeah, this is definitely the sort of cult story I was wanting. Because it's like, cult stories are a coin flip, whether they're good or not. Someone started fireworks where you're at? Oh my god, I'm so sorry. What fucking time of year is it that they be shooting off fireworks? Oh, that's weird. Okay, okay. I like that there doesn't seem to be a stamina meter, or... I don't see how that's useful. Fuck. Okay, then... Ah. Uh-huh. Okay, There's There's Sao Juano? Or Huao? Sao Huao? Is that how you say it? But no one's doing it this year in the pandemic? Yeah, that's weird then. Okay, so... Wait, it just hit me. Why the fuck? Sano... Zohano? Okay, so it doesn't read phonetically, is what I'm being told. I am legitimately sorry for butchering your language. I do not speak Portuguese, and I don't like to pretend I do. Okay, so now that I'm here, because I'm right across... Okay, so once I actually start seeing the house, Andrews is the first on the right. Nah, the O with an accent is hard. I don't even know what that letter is called, now that I think about it. Wait. Andrew's trailer. Unlock the door. Okay, so when they said trailer, who boy did they mean it. The key to Viola's trailer. Read letter. Andrew, I greatly enjoyed our talk earlier. I'd like to continue it. The children will be helping sow the fields tomorrow afternoon. So I will be alone if you would like to stop by. Viola. It's just an O with an accent. Okay. Brian, I love you. You're my brother. But you do not know that you're talking about... Wait. I love you. You're my brother. But you do not know what you're talking about. This is my family now. They love me, and I love them in a way that transcends even blood. Maybe that hurts you to hear. I'm sorry. But there is no hiding from the truth. I know you have your doubts about the church. You've told them to me. Let me tell you, I have no doubts here. None. Of course, if you stop denying what you know in your heart, we would welcome you with open arms. You need to come to us. Andrew's journal. We men must all be fools to buy the malarkey spat at us by mainstream churches. Catholic Church says we're waiting Christ returns, when they full well know better. The rest of Christendom believes them, the Mary worshippers. Perhaps we'll never know why the Lord waited until Father James to correct the record. Perhaps our Father in heaven waited for the earthly man he knew could bear the burden with grace. Blessed be our Lord, who saw fit to increase wretches like me in his plan. I await the third coming with open arms and a heart full of love. You sure do love ads not loading so you can't watch the stream? Jesus, I'm sorry.
Life with the flock was good. We would meet for morning prayer with Father James in the chapel.
Refresh the page,
then meet for breakfast,
maybe.
And then we'd set off to work for the day. Some of us worked the fields, others worked on expanding the compound. We had a school teacher, we had cooks. In the evening we would study scripture or listen to one of Father's lectures. Then it would be time for penance, more prayer, and then sleep. I slept better those early nights than I had in years.
That's why you use ad block, people always gotta be circumvented. Yeah.
Do you know how good it feels to find home after so long? I would have done anything for Father. He saved me.
Okay. So, now not to be that bitch, but I'm gonna be that bitch. If you, perhaps, subscribe to my channel, Viola, Brother Elroy. Oh, good. You would just have ad-free block, or ad-free viewing. Brother Josiah. Now, I am mostly joking. I mean, you can, but this is a little bit of a joke. Brother Christopher. Brother Peyton. What the fuck? Don't go out. Walter. Brother Aaron? Maybe there's something in this one. Nope, it's just to create a more immersive game world. That's okay. Wow, there is no privacy in these. Granted, why would they need privacy? It's a cult. I mean, religion. You can barely support yourself right now. You should logically not be subbed to anyone. Exactly. You are... I don't want to come off as aggressive, but people like you are the reason I say it is never required. It is always appreciated. Feed yourself first. Lillian. Julia Nelly. Viola's trailer key. Yeah, feed your kids. But if you can warrant $5 some off month, that's also nice. But like, my content's gonna stay free. Wait. Viola's diary. I've forgotten what love felt like. Thought that all the years suffering under Eric's thumb had ruined me. Thought there was no hope or for happiness ever again, but I was so wrong. Felt so safe here. Father James had restored my faith in Christ, but also in men and in myself. A wonderful blessing, yes. There is pain, but it is unnecessary, and I enter into it willingly and joyfully. You can't wait for Twitch to adjust the prices here? Yeah, I wish I could control the prices, personally. I'm so blessed to be part of this flock, and to help ensure that my dear children taste the fruit of eternal life. Lucas is taken to life here easily, but Juliet, well, we'll need to be patient with Juliet. She just needs time. She'll come around and see. Father James says that Eric will burn in hell for his sins against me. I know I shouldn't take joy in that, but the thought of it makes me smile. Father says that even though Eric could join the flock if he wanted it badly enough, but I know my husband well enough to know that he would laugh in the face of the truth. He is rotten with sin, and he will get what he deserves. Get what you fucking deserve! Oh, Lord Jesus, please give me guidance. I was only doing what he asked of me, Lord. I was doing it for him and for you, but I'm 2 weeks late now and throwing up every morning. Lord, oh Lord, I don't know who the Father is. It could be James, or it could be... Do I tell him? Will he be happy with me, or furious? Have I sinned? What cleansing will I need to endure to rid my soul of this black mark? Note from Viola. Lillian, forgive me if I am speaking too freely, but I care deeply about you, and I worry that you were having doubts about the Father and his teachings. You're young, Lily, I understand. You're young, Lily. I understand where you're coming from, believe me. But as someone with a lot more life experience, let me tell you that you have nothing to doubt. Father James is a prophet of the Lord. He speaks the true word. If you need proof, just look at his prophecies that have come true. But more than that, if you pray and listen carefully, you will feel in your very soul the truth of his teachings. I am here for you if you need to talk. Yours in Christ's love, Viola. Wait. Lesson plan. Tuesday a.m. Discussion on Matthew chapter 26. Tuesday p.m. Discussion of the lies of the false churches. Wednesday a.m. Discussion of Father James's visions and prophecies. Wednesday p.m. Field work. A reading from the book of Sariel. James 1-1-3. This is the word of the angel Sariel given unto the man James into the time before the days of taking. Sariel came unto James as he returned from unrighteous war. The angel appeared unto the man James, spoke 7 stars in the eastern sky. The angel spoke, Be not afraid, man, for you are chosen as a messenger. These words are the Lord's words. These words are the Lord's words, become my words, become your words. And note to Viola. I'll see you tonight for alternative cleansing in the rectory. Come early. We have much to talk about. You know the day I received my first vision, and you will know the code.
We were chosen, all of us, by the Lord.
I really love this filter.
Do you know how good that feels? To be chosen? I hope you do. It's a feeling we all need in our lives. And on top of that, Father James took a special interest in me. He said he felt spiritually invigorated by my presence, and often called me to the rectory to spend time with him. Not dumb, I knew, but I didn't care. I was so honored to be his chosen.
Okay, so... Yeah, oh no. Yeah, I'm starting to get some real bad vibes. It also hit me that there was nothing... Wait, rectory, right? Right? Yes? Rectory. Where is the rectory? Okay, so it's just due north. Or, due west, technically. Due up. So apparently there is a Sagebrush church in Albuquerque. I'm gonna say that's a coincidence. But it is a hell of a name for a church, especially in the story of a cult. Just gonna stick to the path. Okay, so I'm gonna assume that's the rectory up on yonder. I might as well take a peek. No, there's a book there. There's a book there for a reason. So, like, this is like an old-ass schoolhouse. Note to Juliet. When I lived in, you know, when I lived in my hometown, which was sadly a sundown town, if you know what that is, which is why I am shocked that I ended up as fine as I am. Howdy, Haruka. You missed the first game, but you're just in time for the second. Lucas, John, and Juliet's jackets. Rustle through the pockets and find nothing. But there was a, take a book off the shelf. The illustrated book of Bible stories. Some of the pages are torn out. How is everyone? Having fun? I am certainly having a time. Flip through the wall calendar and see the following upcoming dates marked. April 7th, celebration of the crucifixion. June 3rd, feast of the first revelation. July 18th, celebration of the birth of our prophet. You can make out the faded writing from the last lesson. The first revelation, the day Father James received the truth. But like, there was this, old-ass, town that was, like, within the current town that exists, that was, like, separated from the rest of it, and it was, kept as a historical thing. I don't know if anyone, like, knows what I'm talking about, but, like, it was an old village, like, an old village community, and it was, like, nowadays used for tours. And there was a tiny-ass schoolhouse like this. We'd go every year when I was, like, a little kid, and we'd see these, all these fucking... Oh, what are they called? Just, like, all these old ways that schools used to be taught, like, before paper being as widespread, you would write on a slate. Note to Juliet. Okay, wait. Juliet, honey, why are you so stubborn? Why do you reject the flock's love? You don't pay attention in class, you don't try hard on your assignments, you lie about doing your readings. I'm worried about you. I've asked Father James to take some time to speak with you one-on-one. Please listen to him. He knows so much. He can help soothe your doubts, I promise. Just give it a try. Love, Mom. But, like, I was always fascinated by, like, the fact that schoolhouses used to just be this.
I often helped Viola in the schoolhouse. I enjoyed working with the children. We taught them reading, writing,
it was just
scripture.
Fascinating to learn about the past.
Viola was one of the most faithful among us. If Anne was like the mother of the flock, Viola was the older sister. I remember one lecture she gave the children on the nature of hell that was so vivid, so unflinching, it had the kids in tears. I told her she was scaring them, and she said, "Good, they should be scared."
Yeah, I'm getting a bad vibe. John's assignment. Laird and Peyton are my role models. They know how to fight and how to protect the flock from Satan and the secular bad guys. Good work, John. I hope it never comes to violence, though. Yeah, that's a way to teach. Yeah. My role model is Jesus, because he is perfect and loves everyone. I want to be more like Jesus. See me after class, Juliet. So, that's something that I find fascinating about how certain people take Jesus's teachings, and I don't want to get too, like, religious political, but to me the point of Jesus was that he wasn't perfect. He was God's child, but he was still human ultimately, and that's what makes him such a paragon. Like, he had a temper, he wasn't a great carpenter, shit like that. Now, keep in mind, when I say he had a temper, I mean he kicked the shit out of some bankers that were making a church a place of commerce instead of a place of worship. But it's like, to me, it's more effective that Jesus was flawed, like all of us. And he talked often to the flawed. He was friends with sex workers, for instance. Like, even though sex work is frowned upon in that religion, he was friends with one. And, like, talked to one regularly. He would often walk down and talk to sinners. And it's like, I'm not Christian of any sort, but I can absolutely see taking Jesus as what he was and seeing him as a role model. He was a dude. He was a guy. He was a human, like us. He just also so happened to be God's child. Read Ellie's assignment. Anne is my biggest role model. She is the perfect wife and mother to all of us, just like Mary. She does everything she is told to help Father James. She thinks about everyone before she thinks about herself. I hope to be just like her if I grow up before the days of reckoning. Great work, Ellie. Anne will be so proud to hear this. You will have many chances to be just like her in paradise, so don't worry. Lucas's assignment. A big role model for me is Father James. He is a prophet of Jesus and a great person. He is going to save all our souls and let us go to heaven. Father James is funny and smart, too. He makes jokes during his talks that make everyone laugh. He shows that you can be a very good person even if you're a little bit weird looking. It's what's on the inside that matters, so teaching me that and saving my soul, Father James is my role model. I love Father James and Jesus. Wonderful work, Lucas. Father will be proud. But yeah, sorry for the Jesus tangent, but like, I don't know. Because, like, even if I'm not Christian, I still absolutely understand parts of the Christian belief. And it's like, okay, just be a good person. Don't use... Oh... Okay, we're gonna have to run back to the trailers. I'm a fool and didn't write anything down. We're gonna hit these dates first. Alright, so 0718? We're gonna try 0718. If that's the date that I think it is. 0718, 0718, 0718, 0718, 0718. Oh, 7/18. It does not seem to do anything. Close to your birthday. You're closer to a cult leader than I. You were born in 2018? Oh no. Okay, so we have to go to this trailer, I believe? Sister Julia and Ellie? Doors rested shut. Is it Viola? Know the day I received my first vision. What? Folks? Howdy, pitches. This is getting, like, weird religion. Hope you can take that. Okay, so... Come early, much to talk about. Know the day I received my first vision to know the code. Okay, Okay, so this is the story of his first vision. I'm gonna assume lots of Silent Hill Resi vibes with the note screen. Oh, trust me. So, my first guess is 0113. Because I don't know what else to... But it might also be 1130. Roxy, you love weird religion. I don't know if you have trauma associated with it, to be frank. This is the word of the angel Sariel given unto the man James in the times before the days of taking. Sariel comes to unto James as he returned from unrighteous war. Angel appeared unto the man James under 7 stars in the eastern sky, and the angel spoke. Be not afraid, man, for you are chosen as a messenger. These words are the Lord's words, become my words, become your words. Oh. You don't have trauma related to that, no? Okay. To be frank, didn't know, because I know your parents are hyper-religious, and I don't know if, like, hyper-Christian cults get to you. Life changer, miracle ranger. Religion is actually a bit more of a special interest. Oh! So, I'm gonna guess 0, 1, 1, 3. Combination didn't do anything. 1, 1, 3, 0? Doesn't seem to do anything. Because, like, school, this would be the refectory. Time does not seem to pass. And there's no jump button, so, like, I can't just hop the fence. Maybe I can go back to the original trailer? You love hyper-Christian cults, just not as in you love them. You love them as a story trope. See, I'm the opposite. I'm, like, really picky on the cult stories I actually like. It's why you'll hear me talk so positively about Silent Hill 1 and Far Cry 5 as much as I do. Because both of those do something I'm very picky on in a way I enjoy. Okay, so Andrew... Okay. Can't pass? Just like me. Large crook. Ah, fitting, as it would be a shepherd to do that. Okay, this is just weird now. Maybe if I just start trying to open these doors. Now, the good news about this game, I looked it up during one of the tapes. This game is supposed to be like 2 hours at most. Leonard's door. So, like, high-key, I would actually love to play Far Cry 5 on the stream eventually, if I can 100% guarantee that it won't fucking get Twitch to bust my kneecaps. Okay, so... Okay. Date of first vision is the code. No, Pitches, no! How dare you! I trusted you to not bring up Bazinga in this channel. No! I'm melting. Lennon from Big Bang Okay, I would watch Big Bang Theory if there was if Lennon was one of them. Okay. Big Bonk Theory. No! Don't do this to me! But Donk Theory! No! You look tired. I too am glad that show is gone. It has done irreparable damage to talking about literally anything in pop culture. Okay, so the good news is there doesn't actually seem to be... Yeah. I just want to retrace the steps that I already have. Sorry if I'm not reading the documents, but I've already read them. Mixing some rum and some whiskey and some banana liqueur and gin and lots of Captain Morgan shitty cheap rum tonight. Captain Morgan isn't shitty or cheap. What the fuck are you talking about? Malibu is your cheapo rum. Also, I sure hope you're not mixing all of those at once. It's good, but alcohol fans make up for it? Yeah, because it's accessible. Don't listen to alcoholics on alcohol. No. How much is Captain Morgan over there? It's more than $15, I can tell you that. Meaning it's not the cheap shit. Because the cheap shit's $15 a bottle. Mixing all of them at once in a big jug and drinking them with some Diet Pepsi mixed in. At least you understand that Diet Pepsi's a really good mixer. I'm just drinking beer tonight. Newcastle Brown Ale. Where you live, Captain Morgan, is $11? You're kidding. What the fuck is New York? Do I have to move to New York to get Cap real cheap? This game is actually giving me a half-decent sense of direction. Moving to NYC, the Big Apple, baby. I'm not moving to the Big Apple. You can't make me. Everything else in New York, it'd be like, we're so expensive, and alcohol's like, you can get that for 50 cents. Yeah. Yo, but hear me out. If anything should be cheap, alcohol. New York City is so fucking nice, but goddamn, you couldn't live there. Yeah, nah, it's that mix of, like, deleting all your tweets, making fun of New York podcasters. Don't. They're podcasters. Oh, I couldn't even say that with a straight face. I'm a little sad. Okay. This didn't open when we tried, did it? Yeah, no. It never hurts to check, but... Upstate, where you live, everything is cheap, and you can get a decent apartment for like $40 with like 10 to 15 roommates. $400 a month is still affordable. Like, when I had an actual like paying job, like the job I had before I was a streamer, it was like $800 a month, which wasn't good, but I was also part-time, and literally Like, if I had my own car, I could have easily gotten more hours. Examine the chapel door lock. Okay. So I'm gonna internalize that this is supposed to be a chapel. Let's head for the fire pit then. But like 400 a month, it's like that's half my income, but that's something as long as that doesn't get raised, I could be like, yeah, this is fine. You make $650 a week currently, but it's Bubgerkurg, and they keep giving me 45 hours in a week, even though legally you're part-time. Oh, well, the good news, if you want to look at this as a capitalist, they're giving you just enough as a part-time worker to where you're still legally part-time. Or at least that's what it was like when I checked. Mom, can we have Resident Evil Village? We have Resident Evil Village at home. Resident Evil Village at home. No, I like this. I like this game. I'm just bad at it. So, like, side tangent, but I find that that's been an invaluable skill to me being a streamer of, like, I can tell when a game is good and I'm bad at it. Hi, Kate. If someone wanted to, like, look up the code. If someone wanted to, like, look up the code to the rectory, that'd be nice. Because also, what if I got it wrong? Does 80 types of alcohol be hitting different currently? Yeah, 80 types of different. Jokes aside, you also think the game is cool, but you couldn't resist the joke? That's fair. Maybe one of the kids' assignments actually has the date of his Bing.com rectum code Sagebrush. No! Don't! Okay. First revelation. June 3rd. January, February, March. Wait, it's June right now. So... Wait. 3, 5, 6, 4? What? Oh! June 3rd, 1964. Do not Google image Bing's. Do not. Yeah, Google image Bing search rectum code Sagebrush with safe search off. I could have also told you that. But you're also on 80 types of alcohol. Okay, so 3, 5, 6, 4. It doesn't seem to do anything. 3, 5, 6, 4? Yeah, this game's really cool, but you feel like it's taking me a while to get my first gun. Okay. Nani desu ka? Wait, no. You're dumb? Did you look up the wrong thing, or? 0603. Okay, so I was on the right path. I was just very dumb. For June 3rd. Yeah. Let's go. Duh, baby. So before we enter the house, is there a Jenny outside? Let's go. I am the baby. Goo goo gaga. Look up one thing and you get it wrong. Don't worry about it. Don't beat yourself up. Shit happens. You take a book off the shelf. We know the conspiracy can trace itself back as far as the 4th century, when Athanasius and his cronies first began to exclude essential works from the Bible. Streamers like Goo Goo Gaga. Tata!
Yummy.
I really like the baby monster in RE8. I'm gonna be real with you guys. That shit hits. Okay, so we're turning on all of these. No, we're not. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. No, no, thank you. I don't have to do that. I don't need to see it. I choose not to see it. What I don't know can't hurt me. Do you remember the fucked up baby from Dinosaurs? I do, and I remember dinosaurs. Another night sleeping downstairs. I don't mean to complain. I can hear James and the others from in there. So happy, so fulfilled. Warms my heart. So I don't mean to complain, but it is cold in here, and something in the room is driving my allergies crazy. It's hard to sleep, but I suppose it's all worthless. Yeah, Dinosaurs is good as fuck. Dusty old typewriter with a yellowing sheet of paper in the cartridge. Or carriage. I didn't know that was called a carriage. You look tired. Stop gaslighting me. God, okay, now I'm on edge. This game did a thing I didn't like, and now I don't know what it's gonna throw at me. Is this a Resident Evil reference? I don't think so. Transcribed from a sermon given by Father James. What do each of us have in common? A soul, the stain of sin, the love of our Lord. Yes, these things, but also we have all endured great suffering. And that, friends, is why we are here. As Christ suffered, so we have and will continue to suffer. Our suffering paved the path for each of us to join the flock. Suffering, as we know, is the divine currency. But like any currency, we can exchange one form of legal tender to another. And so, we pay our debt in physical pain. Why? I know some of you fear the cleansing room. I understand. I really do. But bodily pain is but temporary. It can be overcome. Spiritual pain is eternal. It will follow us long past the days of reckoning. This is your choice. Bleed now from temporary wounds of transient flesh, or suffer eternally. When you put it that way, it's not so much a difficult decision, is it? Father, the Lord has punished you both for the evils of premarital sex. I can't do the Pacific Island accent without offending anyone, but I can do the Elvis preacher voice real well. Evils! Fucking rap video of Freddy Krueger and Jason. Yeah, I do. Note on the Messiah. I would like to clarify a few points of confusion I have noticed among the flock. It is imperative that this is understood deeply and truthfully. I am not the Christ. Only Christ is the Christ. I am a prophet of Christ, his messenger of flesh, a vehicle of the word. I have been blessed with abilities beyond the normal man and a great responsibility by our Lord, but I am still only a man. My teachings are directly transmitted from our Heavenly Father. I wish this game had Rapping for Jesus playing on repeat in the background. I don't. As a streamer, I would appreciate it. A painting depicting Christ's dead body being removed from the cross at Golgotha. Me? Golgotha. Painting shows intent. Okay, so that's what we saw before. Read notice. Beyond these doors is a sacred place. Only fully cleansed believers who have been given express permission by Father James may enter. The Lord protects this room. Trespassers will suffer mightily. Fapping for Jesus! You motherfuckers! You motherfuckers! I love you! I hate that you're funnier than me. Okay. Trailer master key. Note to Viola. My sweet, sweet V. I have a very important task for you. There is deceiver among us. A lion snake who intend. Wait, no! Not among us! Not among us! No! No! Skeet skeet for Jesus! Skeet skeet for Big J! Oh, I'm going to hell. There is a deceiver among us. A lion snake who intends to bring ruin upon the flock. This is a test. We must prove our faith by removing this cancer. The deceiver will never reveal himself to me, but he might to you. I would ask that you use your feminine charms to get close to the men of the flock. Specifically, I am worried about Andrew, Leonard, and Peyton. Get them to open up for you. If they have nothing to hide, they will be forgiven before Christ. Find the deceiver, so that we may strike him from this world and prove our dedication to our Lord. Do this for me, for the flock, and for Christ. Father. When the messenger is sus. No! 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 Oh, I don't like that. Okay. I also don't like this. Examine camera. Camcorder aimed at the bed. You hit the eject button and find a VHS tape inside. That's not gonna be safe for work. Bed covered in red satin sheets. Pillows askew. Satan sheets. Large flat pedestal, not unlike an altar, stands at the foot of the bed. The Book of Sariel. The world is a wicked place, and redemption can only be found through Christ. This is the truth, and through it, we know that the Lord's flock did not... This is the truth, and through it, though it was known to the Lord's flock, they did not heed the word. The Lord Christ descended in final judgment some 1,000 years ago, as foretold in Scripture. Among man... No, God damn it. He found not one true believer. The angels wept, but the covenant was kept as it must be. None were given eternal life at the feet of the Father, and men were left to fester in their own sin. This happened to Buddy Eric. The Amish burned him as a witch after he simultaneously whipped and nailed when the Messiah is sus. This is the exact cult shit they warned us to stay away from Catholic religious education. Yeah. For 200 generations, man had desecrated the earth given unto them. They had murdered each other, known sinful women, and lusted after false gods. They do not deserve to be saved. Men would rather fester in their own sin than get therapy. SMH. Yeah. So, an angel walks through an empty field, his hands pressed in prayer. Goddamn right, 60 milligrams of Ritalin had me acting like the nostalgia critic when I was 7. As we all know, sin is our debt, and pain is our currency. It is by paying with pain that we cleanse ourselves and become ready for the days of reckoning. However, new teachings have been bestowed to me by the angel Sariel in a vision. The doctrine of alternative cleansing, I don't like that, has been revealed. But as we know, sin is the intersection of unclean vectors. But if one is fully cleansed, how can sin come from the act? In fact, the opposite is true. The act becomes a godly one. To know deeply a truly cleansed body is to be cleansed oneself. That is, to lie with one who is fully cleansed is to bypass the need for blood cleansing. Now this applies to all cleansed bodies, but, and I do not say this to boast, as of now, I'm fully cleansed. When the word cleansing comes up in any context, I'm like, oh yikes. Same, but when it's specifically the phrase alternative cleansing, I'm like, oh no. I don't like that. I don't trust that this is going to be safe for
We have all
work.
been given our purposes by the Lord.
Okay.
And if we listen close enough to our hearts,
I am ready to mute this
if we
at
pray
any
hard
given
enough,
second.
we can feel that purpose coursing through us.
I am very
to excel
ready.
in our God-given purpose.
Best alternative cleanse is to drink a gallon of milk and 10 cloves of garlic. Let God decide what to do with the contents of your body
Some
cavity.
of us are called to labor in the fields, to feed the flock.
So I hear the creaking of the
Some are
floorboards.
called to
But I
train
don't know
and
if that's in the
defend
tape
us.
or not.
Others to teach our children the true way of things. The Lord calls upon many women to provide succor and relief.
Thought it was the creaking of the bed. I
Now, those
did
of you with
too,
husbands
and
may
I might
rightly
be right.
confused. Is this not a sin? I ask you, do you not love the Lord more than your husband?
Sucker, I hardly
Would
knew
you
her.
deny the Lord himself
Yeah.
your love?
I'll steal jokes from
I am
chat.
his flag bearer.
Oh, thank God, I could just listen to the... Okay, so to those who aren't, like, temple prostitutes, was that a thing? Okay, so what do we have? Trailer master. Okay, so we're gonna have to run back on the trailer. Like, this is a real question. It still is in some religions? Yo, I might need to get religioned. Nah. I might as well turn on the generators just in case. Oh, this game made a noise and I wasn't fond of it. If you look into the Catholic Church, some of the popes were notorious party animals and had, like, legions of hoes. It's a very good thing that we're all popes in my religion. Alright. Wait, no. I don't see how that's useful. Fuck. There was a pope who... If you were the pope, you'd be the pussy pope. Just fucking constantly. You open the door using the trailer master key. Alright, that's some Jack. That's explicitly Jack Daniels. We got some Colt Butters. Read Leonard's notes. Thou shalt not kill. But it's not that simple, is it? We are God's army. We must protect our flock. This is a war with souls on the line. We must be resolute, unwavering. So why won't my hand stop shaking? Why do I keep seeing his face when I close my eyes? Somehow I didn't think fighting for the Lord would mean beating an unarmed man to death with a shovel. Lord, why won't my hand stop shaking? Promise it's funny, but Yahoo or Bing list of sexually active popes. Yeah, that's probably easy enough to find.
The deceiver changed Father James, though only a few of us seemed to notice. He had new revelations almost daily.
Still love this
Doctrines
effect.
changed. Actions that would have been terrible sins previously were suddenly permissible, while seemingly innocent behaviors became mortal sins. The others seemed to have no problem going along with it. I wondered if something was wrong with me. Father grew visibly agitated, and as adamant as he was about the sanctity of his new revelations, something was different. He was scared, and that scared me.
Yeah, you can't post links. I'm sorry. Again, it's to keep everyone else safe. Know that I'm not vilifying you specifically for posting links. Benedict the Ninth was canonically known a bisexual and hosted regular orgies. I believe it. So here's the question. So we do still have the trailer master key. Hear me out. Why don't I explore all the trailers? Just like you? Yeah, just like you, Haruka. Oh, this game has me, like, not like spooked, but on edge. And I'm not a fan. I am not a PHAN. Not even a bit. Examine the chain door. Some Colt Butters slip through the change, which fall limply to the side. The door hangs slightly ajar. Peyton's trailer. Oh. Well. The shovel, caked in blood. Read Peyton's notes. Father James Israel, born Donald McKittrick. Born Idaho, early 50s. Unclear. Vietnam vet. honorably discharged in 1970 due to shrapnel injury. Born again in the late 70s. Criminal record includes larceny, drug possession, vagrancy. Married to Anne McKittrick. Signs of amphetamine addiction. Receives visions from an angel named Sariel starting in 1968. Left former church and founded Perfect Heaven with wife. Purchased Black Sage Ranch 1991. Anne McKittrick Israel. Born Oregon? Not much known. Worked as secretary for a healing and cooling company for years. Met Donald/James through church. Married 1981. Complete loyalty to husband. Primary recruiter for group. Andrew Custer. Born... Recruited in Houston. Owned a small farm. Runs farm for group. Frequently writes to his brother in El Paso. Viola DeWitt. Mid-30s. From Albuquerque. 2 children. Juliet 11. Lucas 9. Recently divorced from her husband. Claims frequent abuse. Frequent. Consort of Father James. Yeah. Not a fan of cults. I feel like the big reveal is going to be the angel was actually real and giving James these revelation, but it's a fallen angel purposely fucking with him in his flock. I don't know if this game's going to have anything actually supernatural in it. Because we know for a fact that this was like a Heaven's Gate or a Jonestown. Leonard Vanderoff. Late 20s. Former police officer, National Guard, military training, discharged due to drug addiction. James promised to get himself clean. Seems to have worked for a little while. Access to weapons. Trains group members in arms and tactics. Often has alcohol in his breath. Relapse? Dangerous. Lillian Carter. Early 20s. Born San Diego, 1972. Recent college graduate. Some useless degree. Depressed. Trouble finding job. Often goes to rectory for alternative cleansing with other women. Seems to have more doubts than others. Reach out to her. Okay, so flip the light switch so that I know I've already been here. Note from Lillian. I changed my lock like you suggested. Left a copy of the new key under the tree near the fire pit. Print out. Transmit code VX768. Ooh. I have to write that down. Okay. XV768. And 30686. You're thinking this is not doing it for you? No, I feel. Compromise needed. Compromised. Need. Do not record frontal raid. Armed mill grade HW plus training. Most are 100% brought in. Will use violence. Uh-huh. But yeah, see you next. Take care, please. Okay. So I'm on the path. So if I take a right and then a left and keep walking, I'll end up at the fire pit. Anxious. Anxious. So there's something buried near the tree. Patch of dirt. Use the shovel. Dig into the mound and sift through the loose dirt. Find a small brass key inside. Okay. Okay. I don't know why I'm on edge. You dug up the key. Nothing else left here but dirt. Okay, what does it say? Lillian. Okay, so run back to the trailers. So, I know I said this really early, but, like, I love the layout of the compound. Because it's very easy to navigate for me. Like, it's huge, but there's not too much to distract me from where I need to actually go. Alana. Lillian. The key doesn't work with the store. Strange. Oh. Kind of jumped in late, but this compound seems kind of nice, like it's a summer camp or something with a little TLC. Well, to be fair, it started as a ranch. Door unlocked with the brass key. Oh god, that made me jump. Read pamphlet. Are you in a cult? It's a scary question, but an important one. Spiritual fulfillment and community involvement are important aspects of a healthy life, but it's possible for those to take deeply unhealthy and even dangerous forms. If you're reading this, someone who cares about you is concerned about your well-being. 18 naked cowboys in the showers at Ram Ranch. Yeah. The group displays excessively zealous and unquestioning commitment to its leader, and whether he's alive or dead, regards his belief system, ideology, and practices the truth as law. Questioning, doubt, and dissent are discouraged or even punished. Mind-altering practices such as meditation, chanting, speaking in tongues, denunciation sessions, and debilitating work routines are used in excess and serve to suppress doubts about the group and its leaders. The leadership dictates, sometimes in great detail, how members should think, act, feel. For example, members must get permission to date, change jobs, marry, or leaders describe what types of clothes to wear, where to live, or not to have children, or whether or not to have children, how to discipline children, and so forth. Group is elitist, claiming a special, exalted status for itself. Leaders, members, for example, being a leader is considered the Messiah, a spiritual being, an avatar, or the group or the leader is on a special mission to save humanity. The group has polarized us versus them mentality, which may cause conflict within wider society. The leader is not accountable for it to any authorities. The group teaches or implies that its supposedly exalted ends justify whatever means it deems necessary. This may result in members participating in behaviors or activities that would be considered reprehensible or unethical before jumping on the group. For example, lying to family or friends or collecting money for bogus charities. Subservience to the leader or group requires members to cut ties with family and friends and radically after the personal goals and activities they had before joining the group. The group is preoccupied with bringing in new members, preoccupied with making money. Members are expected to devote inordinate amounts of time to the group or group-related activities. That one actually has plausible deniability here because a lot of the work that's asked of them is like yard work or farm work. Members are encouraged and are required to live and or socialize with only other group members. The most loyal members feel like there can be no life outside of the context of the group. They believe there is no other way to be, often fear reprisals for themselves or offers if they leave or even consider leaving the group. If one or more of these are true to your group, it may not be a healthy community. But don't worry, help is available. Note to Lillian, I know you are beginning to doubt, and you are right to do so. Father James is not what he says he is. If you want to talk more, hang around after evening prayer. I'll linger too. I can help. You are not alone. I'm putting my trust in you with this. Cleansing room key. I don't like that. Lillian's diary. How can the absolute truth change so rapidly? First, the doctrine of cleansing, which is immutable and unavoidable. Pain is currency, etc., etc. Then the doctrine of alternative cleansing, which seemed to change the rules against extramarital sex and polygamy, but only in service of a clean body. Now, Father James has received another revelation, which he pronounced privately only to a few of us women. It is not written down. It hasn't been added to the Book of Sariel, and it directly contradicts previous doctrine. Father says that the Lord has brought a deceiver into our midst in order to test the strength of our faith. We must be ready to prove our decision to the flock, and like Abraham with his son Isaac, we must be ready to sacrifice our notion for what is moral in order to serve the greater cause. Is this God's plan for us? Use our bodies as tools? Why doesn't this feel right? Note from James. Lillian, A member of the flock who will not be named happened upon one of the books you purchased while on a trip into town. While reading non-church materials is not strictly prohibited, I must caution you against consuming too much, if any, secular material. The godless worldview is powerfully poisonous, with its promises of pleasures without consequences and freedom from rules. But here you know true freedom, freedom from sin, freedom from damnation, and the true pleasure of God's love. Consider this a friendly warning. I want the best for you, my sister. If it becomes clear that your reading is compromising your faith, we may have to change the rules in order to protect you as well as the rest of the flock. Father. Note from Viola. Lillian, forgive me if I am speaking too freely. Forgive me if I am speaking too freely, but I care deeply about you, and I worry about that you are having doubts about the Father and his teachings. You're young, Lily. I understand where you're coming from, believe me. But as someone with a lot more life experience, let me tell you, you have nothing to doubt. Father James is a prophet of the Lord. He speaks the true word. If you need proof, just look at his prophecies that have come true. But more than that, if you pray and listen carefully, you will feel that in your very soul the truth of his teachings. I am here for you if you need to talk. Yours in Christ's love, Viola. When the deceiver is sus, no. I don't like that.
He risked his life coming to me. Somehow he could tell that I was wavering. I'm still not sure how. He was from the FBI, he said, and he was here to investigate the group as a cult. When he said that word, I told him to go to hell. I almost went right to Father James. But I didn't. He left me a pamphlet that talked about the signs of a dangerous cult. At first I refused to read it. What was the point? How could that have anything to do with our group? But I did read it, and even though my entire brain was screaming at me, I went back to him.
God, this game has me on edge. Because it's like, I know that there's probably going to be nothing supernatural or anything. Black key with the alchemical symbol for blood etched in. I have an idea of where to use that. But I'm not entirely certain, because I don't... How would it be like that? How would it be like that? I like that the day is becoming, like, darker and darker and, like, freakier and freakier. Get to the end of the game and Charles Manson comes out like Mario and says, "Thank you so much to playing my game." I can't do a Charles Manson quote or reference without the "I'm the king, man. I run the underworld, guy. I decide who does what and where they do that. What am I gonna run around acting like I'm some teeny bopper somewhere for somebody else's money? I make the money, man. I roll the nickels. The game is mine. I deal the cards." Bullshit. Think of that quote every time you go to work. That's a little worrying. Okay. Sin is thy debt, pain and currency. Pain is currency. Or pain thy currency. Pick up a bloody axe. Why is the music like this? Old blackened blood is steeped into the cracks of the altar. Guidelines for cleansing. Improper thoughts, lust, 3 cuts with a small blade. Improper thoughts, doubt, 5 cuts with a small blade. Stealing, 1 finger or 1 hand, depending on the item's value. Sloth, 2 lashes from the whip. Taking the Lord or Father James's name in vain, 5 cuts, large blade. Murder, rape, adultery, the violating of body part, hand, genitals, eyes. Well, that's everyone else in the chat dead? It is. It is. Okay. Okay. I don't know why the music is like this. No offense, game. This was nothing I didn't assume would happen. the cries of the carrots, you see, Reverend Maynard. Tomorrow it's harvest day, and to them it is the Holocaust. Book of Sariel. And yet the Lord, in his infinite love and compassion, has not forsaken those who have forsaken him. No man is without the cloud of sin, but the light of the Lord shines brightly. This game reminds you of Harvester, but with gameplay. I loved Harvester, man. Ain't no way I'm playing that on stream, though. To make thyself ready for the Lord's embrace, cleanse thyself of sin by way of self-sacrifice. Give up thy blood, thy flesh, for it's soiled and pathetic. Unworthy of the Lord's gaze. For each sin committed by the hand, whip the arm once. For each sin committed by the feet, whip the leg once. For each sin committed by the eyes or the mouth, cut the face once. Pray thou over thy spilled blood, and in cleansing it shall cleanseth thyself. Sin is thy debt. Earthly pain is thy currency. For those who are thoroughly purged of sin in this matter, and who have followed the commandments of the Lord, and who believe truly in their heart and body, the days of taking will bring them the feet of the Lord, free of earthly flesh, awash in divine light for eternity. Have faith, be cleansed, and this will be your reward.
He called it the cleansing room,
Oh,
where
no.
we would
Harvester
exchange
is absolutely
pain in this
streamable.
realm for forgiveness in the next. We'd all gather in front of the altar, and one by one we would declare our sins to the flock. Each of us given penance
I'm a
to
bit
perform
worried
in
about the
front of
content.
others. Bloodletting,
And I am
self-flagellation.
more worried
I
about
saw
their
men
later
break their
parts
own bones,
that are
and women
very
cut off a
pass-fail.
finger that had caused them to sin. It
That
was true devotion,
will
and it was
fuck me up.
terrifying and wonderful to see.
But, like, you know, Jerma and Joel got away with it, but completely understandable. This is a my personal comfort thing. Since you're pretty sure big streamers get their own dogs at Twitch HQ. Oh, no. This is personal comfort. And not even, like, comfort isn't the right word. It's more like personal, like, I don't know how well it would fly with my audience, and I don't know personally how well it would fly with, like, ease of play. Activate elevator. Oh, we're going. I don't like that. I don't like this. I don't like this. We're keeping both paths open. You know what I'm not a fan of? This exact shit. I hate it. Oh, not a fan. I'm not a fan. We're hitting that generator first thing, goddammit. You don't see how that's useful? It's a fucking generator key. Okay, tense. Genuinely tense. This reminds you of a cavern you went in once? My aunt used to work in a cavern. Like, she was a tour guide in one. Crate. Examine weapons. Well, rifles and ammunition are piled among the straw-lined interior of the crate. That's just an M16. They look high and they look low. They look everywhere we go. But when the sinners find us, we won't hide. Contingency. Protecting the flock. Our secular enemies see us as see our imminent salvation and find themselves filled with jealousy and rage. They want to keep the world immersed in sin, and they will stop at no lengths to prevent us from fulfilling the Lord's plan. We must be prepared to protect the flock. Your first gun, finally! Oh, I'm glad we came back to that. Henry was able to use his contacts in the Southwest Patriots Corps to get us arms and armor for our protection. He'll be leading training drills starting Thursday, mandatory for all in the flock, children included. We will rise up and fight in Christ's name if necessary. There'll come day and there'll come night, they'll have our children in their sight. But if they don't have faith, their eyes are blind. They can scream and they can shout, but they will never smoke us out. Keep your rifle by your side, singing, oh Lord, this earth was made for us. Singing, oh Lord, this sinful life just ain't enough. When we hear the voice, no, we have no other choice. Keep your rifle by your side. Oh, ever since Local 58, you've been hearing the word contingency. You've never heard the word contingency the same again? Local 58's real good. You don't see how that's useful? Motherfucker, really? Okay. They'll go on and preach their hate, but they won't get past the gate. Keep your rifle by your side, singing, oh Lord, this earth was made for us. Singing, oh Lord, the sinful life just ain't enough. When we hear the voice, no, we have no other choice. Keep your rifle by your side. Okay, decomposing body, curled up in the fetal position. No, it isn't. You reach out to touch it. No, it falls out from the corpse's pocket. I get your delivery. Made a copy of the key to James's room last night, but I think Andrew noticed. He was acting suspicious. I'm gonna hide the copy somewhere we both have access to it, in case something happens. Look in the southwest corner of the cornfields. You'll find it. Okay. Use tape deck.
I think it might have been my fault they found Peyton. We were seen together too often, maybe. But how would they know? Maybe they saw the pamphlet, I don't know. I don't know, but I can't shake the feeling that it's my fault.
What do they know? How about that?
It doesn't matter. They found him.
Bedtime for you. Have a nice rest of the stream. Stay safe, Benz.
I didn't believe them, but I didn't ask any questions. After that, we moved on. It was like he had never been there at all. It scared me, but instead of trying to get away, I just let myself fall deeper in. I did my best to shut out any doubts. It was easier that way.
Okay. Okay. Small religions centered around a powerful and wise leader. Yeah! Okay, so we gotta follow the I don't like being in mines for as long as I need to. Or for any longer than I need to be. Lost in vivo is about as much as I can take. You empty the last of the gas into the generator and press ignition. Coughs and sputters, but it starts up. This is even worse. Roxy don't like this shit. Bedlam don't play that. Okay, so southwest of the cornfields. So I'm gonna like purposefully so like I'm thinking that means right here-ish. Right? Tennessee Area 4 was right. Being in a mine fucking blows. Well, it's also like, you gotta watch out for Tommy knockers, you know? Which is like, those are one of my favorite folklore creatures, personally. Like, I wouldn't classify them as cryptids, they're just creatures. wonder how long he was dead when we found him. Because, like, this cult Heaven's Gating itself is, like, public knowledge, right? Aren't Tommyknockers just Irishmen? No, they're the, for lack of a better term, invisible forces in, like, in the mines, behind the rocks and shit. It's, when you're in a mine and you hear, a knocking sound, that's them. In folklore, anyways. You always think of the Stephen King book, which even he thinks is fucking awful. I mean, to be fair, though, like, that's what most people think of. I don't like wandering the cornfields. I don't like wandering the cornfields at all. This is upsetting. Dislike. Intense dislike. Children of the Corn. Yeah. Okay, so, like, shit talk me all you want, but, like, Korn actually fucking ruled. Like, for what they were. Psychosocial was Slipknot, yeah. Korn was Follow the Leader and the one Silent Hill song. To my knowledge, just titled Silent Hill. They did a cover of The Devil Went Down to Georgia? Did they now? That's actually, like, a song I really enjoy. Like, the one for Guitar Hero fucking rules to play, too. You made a meme and posted it in my Discord? Are you in my Discord? You certainly are now. Alright, let me see the meme. Oh, that's good. That's good. Oh, I don't like cults. Like, I like cults. But I don't like cults. Oh, patch dirt, patch dirt. Dig in the mound and sift through the loose dirt, finding a small brass key. Covered in dirt, unlabeled. Fetal position. Yeah. Who on edge? I'm gonna assume. Oh wait, they mean in the rectory. Which, I don't like that word. Something about it just doesn't sit right in the mouth. Oh, this is a good game. You have a very different form of cult-based trauma, as in they weren't a cult, they were just a bunch of fucked up people who called themselves the cult as a joke, and it wasn't a joke at all. I mean, I'm technically part of a cult, but it's like, we're not. Even with, like, the cult test. Also, a cult would never admit to calling themselves a cult. Like, me, hello, the not VTuber, just the person behind the VTuber. Like, no, I just worship a pagan god. I worship two, technically, but one's Greek, so that's less weird. Okay. Unlock the door to the second floor. No! You're not sure what it's supposed to be, honestly? Ganesh? Is that Saturn eating his child? Use TV. Of course. Yeah, I'm not... You're part of that cult. Fair enough. Examine shoebox. Shoebox stuffed with baggies of white powder and a glass pipe. Blackened at the end. This can't be good for me, but I feel great. I'm not watching that videotape until the end. Stack of old nudie mags, ranging from pretty tame to seriously perverted, tucked away under the bed as if it's a 12-year-old's bedroom. Every religion is a cult. Religions are literally normal, but these types of cults are the really fucked up kind. That's fair. Examine the bed. Father James's bed, messy, covered in thick woolen sheets that have seen years of must. Reprint of the etching of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. A painting depicting Christ's dead body being removed from the cross at Golgotha. Another altar, also bathed in a red light, sitting under a wall of religious imagery. Just a heads up, because I would prefer if we did not talk about other streamers here, unless otherwise, like, I'm asking about other streamers or one is brought up. Just etiquette. That's it. Is that cat through the mic? Oh yes, it's through the mic. Finally, slept last night and spoke with the devil. Came to the foot of my bed to bargain for the safety of the flock, but lo, I outsmarted him. Begged me to stop my crusade, and I spat in his face. Spat in the devil's face, and he shriveled away. Sin has physical mass. I have measured it in experiments and have determined the mathematical formula of determining a person's sin. Weight not visible to the naked eye. Requires a special weighting device attuned to divine wavelengths. We'll build and test all flock to ensure cleanliness, especially Lillian, Juliet, Leonard. Intended to wait for Juliet to come of age for alternative cleansing, but came across a rabbinic text citing consummation of marriage as young as 3 years and 1 day. We'll pray and wait for an answer. Scared the shit out of me, you thought it was in the game? Yeah, one of our foster cats is loud, and she just talks. She doesn't even want anything, she's just talking. Dream notes. A great winged leviathan emerges from the clouds, speaking in radio waves, surrounded by angels. Leviathan spoke of the deceiver closing in, bringing unclean evil to the flock, infecting them with doubt and opening their gates to the outside world. Angels flew into Leviathan's mouth and lit his tongue on fire. Breath of flame exploded outward and engulfed the world in my dream. I understand, Lord. Okay, so another number lock. You may see it's called Leviathan. It's always funny when you see that name crop up. Fair enough. Use TV. Use VCR. I am ready to turn off the
My
game.
flock, I have wonderful news. No.
Oh, okay. This shouldn't be
My
too
flock,
dirty or
I
anything.
have wondrous news. The days of reckoning are upon us. Some of you may be afraid. Damn it, no. My flock, I have wondrous news. The days of reckoning are upon us. Be not afraid.
Sorry, I crossed your water bottle.
This is the day we have been working towards all this time. The focal point of all history. The end point of all creation. I have seen the signs. I have heard the word of the Lord. I speak the word of the Lord.
Okay. What's he saying?
I am the word of the Lord.
Is he
Yes,
talking
that's
shit?
good there.
Dude, not even looking at the camera? Yeah, he's a little coward, little bitch boy, little bitch, baby bitch.
Three, 5, 6.
3569.
Damn it. 3, 5,
3,
6,
5,
8.
6, 9. Wait.
And what's the code for the damn safe? 4. Of course. 4.
Lock clicks and opens, slides off the door. Read notes. Praise be to the Lord. Our temple has been revealed. Angels of the Lord have revealed specifications for our temple. The temple of the prophet shall be a sacred space, reserved only for Father James and his chosen to further pursue revelation and closeness to the Lord. The temple will contain a single king-size bed, food enough for 2 people for 200 days, full copies of my scripture, weapons and ammunitions. The measurements, which should be followed exactly, is as follows. You have the seal now. No more excuses. Time to head up to the chapel and face the past. Am I the person who was recording those notes? Chapel up there. Professional safe cracking? I'm a genius. What can I say? Big genius bedlam. Biggin. Was you the demons the whole time? Would you like to be? Place the seal on the door and hear a click somewhere inside the mechanism. You know, for a suicide cult, I'm wondering where the suicide happened, personally. I feel like we're gonna find out soon. Ah!
Don't be afraid. There's no need to be afraid.
Ah!
We must go through the flames, but the flames will not hurt us. Not our true selves, our spiritual selves.
You were just saying that in response to the, am I the person?
I know
Fair
His
enough.
will, and it's time. This world is molded in filth. It's too far gone. They sent demons to test our resolve. They expected us to give up the fight, but here, today, we prove to all of them that we never gave up. Our faith never wavered. Today, we take our place at the foot of the throne of the Lord.
Okay.
Here now, we'll dull the bodies a little. There's no need for it to hurt. Here, drink this. Drink this. Pass these around. Things will go a little fuzzy, but then the flames will take us, and we will join our Lord in His heaven. We will be by His side forever, where we belong.
Oh, this is hitting some fucking
Amen.
buttons, alright.
Boy, I love each and every one of you so much. God bless.
That's when they locked the doors. And then Andrew and Leonard started soaking rags in lighter fluid while I started handing out the cups. Little paper cups full of crushed up Quaaludes mixed with lemonade.
Oh!
Father kept preaching as we drank. They lit the rags and put them around the outer walls. Everything caught so quickly.
This is a hell of a way for group
everything was on
suicide.
fire and people just sat down in it. Let it take them. Something clicked. I don't know what. I needed to get out. I didn't want to die. I remembered Father's temple and I ran.
Okay. Oh god, I don't like that. Read journal. Why is it illuminated? Wait. Yeah, okay, that's just a patch of dirt. Examine bookshelf. Okay. Read journal. Don't you remember? Don't you remember how you survived? Why don't you want to remember? You know why. When the time came, you couldn't face the Lord. Your doubt had eaten away at you. You didn't join them in their glorious death, but in your doubt, neither did you save them. You are a coward. Well, that was me doing bug testing. Okay. Not happy with this. But of course they had a bunker. Of course they had a bunker. Another altar, also bathed in red light, sitting under a wall of religious imagery. What a rude book. Yeah! Reprint of an etching of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. That was in James's room. Painting depicting Christ's dead body being removed from the cross at Golgotha. This bookshelf is full of fringe religious texts and several copies of Father James's works. In one lower corner, tucked away, there is a stack of comic books. The covers are still rustled from the few nights you spent here.
The door shut behind me and everything was dark and completely silent, as if the burning chapel and all the people dying behind me didn't exist. The drugs took over then, and it was all I could do to crawl into bed before I passed out.
God, this is... Oh, I'm starting to feel it in my chest. And it is, woo. Use lamp? Let me guess. Okay, I'm gonna keep the TV on. Yep. Yep, that's what they were talking about. Refrigerator full of spoiled food. Smell fills the room as you open the door. I don't like that very much. Oh no. Oh, no. Nah. It don't gotta be like this.
Started the fire?
I did?
Ma'am, I know you've been through a lot, but we need your cooperation to piece all of this together. Who started the fire?
Pretty much everyone. Father James with the first flame, but the others helped it spread.
So they weren't coerced?
No. They were weeping with joy. People were singing.
And you? What did you do? Ma'am?
Oh, by the way, we have no more flashlight, if you didn't notice.
Honey, you're being quiet.
I don't know what to say.
It's just... Lillian, was it something we did?
Dad,
I just don't understand how you could run off and join some insane cult.
I don't know, Dad. I don't know.
You're a smart girl. What were you thinking? Lillian, the things I've heard on the news. Where are you going?
No time to chastise your kid. Like, if what was on the news is what I think was on the news, no, fuck you for chastising your kid. People, especially in college, join cults for a lot of reasons. And a lot of the times it is to find a place of longing. It is not their fault that they were coerced when they were vulnerable.
So, Lillian, have you been having any more thoughts since your last attempt?
All the time.
It seems as if you almost regret surviving the fire.
I
You
don't
even
know.
have an
I
aversion to this
don't.
kind of stuff, but you're getting uncomfy?
So confusing.
Yeah, same.
Didn't want to die, but I feel like I let them all down.
Let them down because you didn't save them, or because you didn't die with them?
I don't know anymore.
Well, listen to me. No matter what, you deserve to live. I promise you. Lillian, you deserve to live.
I need to go. I can't do this
There's
right
a
now.
lot.
I can't.
There's a lot that I'm calling it right now. This part isn't real. Ain't no way that this part's real. Also calling it now, this game's probably gonna end in a suicide attempt. If that's not your bag for this sort of game, or entertainment in general.
I'm sure you don't want to hear me ramble about
sorry.
mechanical engineering for another 20 minutes. Tell me more about you. You studied communications, right? What kind of job does that get you?
Well, right off the bat, not much. I couldn't find work, so I ended up backpacking through Europe for a year after college.
Oh, cool.
Oh.
I always wanted to do something like that.
All right.
I bet it was amazing.
Yeah, it was super fulfilling to see all those different ways of life. Really eye-opening. God, that was a long time ago.
Man, I'm jealous. I jumped right into work after school. Working 80 hours? You know how it is.
Oh,
Just expected
God.
to devote everything to it.
Yup.
Like a religion. Took me a while to see how messed up it was.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Oh, this is good. Oh, this is some PT shit. Oh, I love this. Yeah! What? This is a bit on the nose? Yeah, but it's
You
good on the
have
nose.
one unheard message. First unheard message sent yesterday at 7:15 p.m.
Oh.
Lil, is everything alright? I've been trying to get a hold of you all day. Please pick up. I'm worried about you. Okay, just call me back. Love you.
End of message. To delete this message, press 7. Message deleted.
Okay. So I'm gonna theory craft now. What we know for sure, Lillian was a member of this cult, survived the group suicide because she remembered the bunker. That much is obvious. Had years of life afterwards, and like James Sunderland, which, Father James, there was a hole here at the beginning, very on the nose. Repressed traumatic memories that the entirety of the cult, to the point of maybe even projecting that somebody else was a part of all this. When she... So, secretly, possibly, she didn't have a reason... She may have not outwardly had a reason to come back to the cult compound, but like Silent Hill 2 and like James, she may have driven to the place where memories are associated with all of this to kill herself. Because if you read a lot of what people like Masahiro Ito and other members of Team Silent said, James, no matter what you decide for him, always came to Silent Hill to end his own life. This, in a way, is a Silent Hill without the actual spiritual elements. Like, obviously, what we just saw, all in our head. All in our head. This is trauma memories flooding back. It was to the point where she mentioned she was backpacking in Europe for, what was it? Did she say 2 years? I am willing to wager that those 2 years, she had lied to herself the entire time that she had been backpacking through Europe. I am 1,000% willing to wager that that's what happened. Because, I mean, you're also here to face the past, but facing the past, how? In what way? Yeah. Yup. Alright. So, going with the Silent Hill 2 references again, the Lakeview Hotel
I remember now.
was always burnt
Tried
down.
not to. I thought I could move on. Pretend it hadn't happened.
The
But
entire
here it is.
time.
I'm looking at it. I was here. We were all here. And now it's just me.
Oh, the sound mixing is weird that it's only in the left ear.
Oh, Lil, Jesus, there you are. I'm trying to get a hold of you for hours. Where are you?
I had to take care of something.
Look, just are you okay? I was getting worried.
Yes, I'm fine. I'm heading home now. Tim? There's some things I need to tell you.
Now here's the question, am I gonna get control again? Nope. But that's an alright way to end this too.
I met Anne first, waiting for the bus. Normally, I avoid talking to just about anybody, but she struck up the conversation. She was so pleasant, so confident. She smiled at me as if she had known me as a kid, and we were just catching up after all these years. She told me she could tell I had a hole in my life.
But
She knew
it's
what that
gone.
was like, she said. She had also had a hole, but it was gone
Yeah,
now.
that's what I was calling
I
out.
asked her what she was selling, and she laughed and said
This
nothing.
is why I'm willing to
nothing at
wager
all.
this story is
But what
very
she had to
Silent Hill
offer
2
was free for
inspired.
anyone who wanted it bad enough. I asked her what had helped her. She just said, James.
Oh, this is great. Oh my god. Press any button to continue. Oh boy, holy shit. I'm gonna let this... play. Holy shit. Imagine if the wife was just called Mary. I believe she was. Please review the footage for that. Thank you for playing? No, thank you for making it. Holy shit. Tapes found 14 out of 12. Or 12 out of 14, maybe. Okay, press any button to continue. Thought she was Anne or something? No, I remember there was a wife that was named. Yeah, nah, that's, holy shit, that's a game. That's Sagebrush. Wow. You know when you play a game that is so not what you thought it would be? That you maybe might even need a couple seconds to process? That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. Whoa. 2 seconds. I need to set up my shit to end things off properly. I'd rather hear the calming music. So yeah, that was, fuck, what was the first game called? Fuck, I can find it. That was, Sanguine Sanctum and Sagebrush. Both excellent games in their own right. please support the developers of both these games. I don't know if either of them have made other games, but if they have, I want them to get support. We played a game so hard, so good, you forget the name for the first game you played that stream. To be fair, the first game was 45 minutes. Like, 45, 50 minutes. You know? My brain is also, like, all over the place, frankly. Like, not to be over dramatic, but, like, my brain is like, woo. Ugh. Yeah, that's an excellent game. Like, both of those. Oh shit, I should probably change the, but yeah, that was a video game. That was a video game. Yeah. And it was shocking to actually see how many people actually wanted to come along, especially because, like, I don't do double features often. And the last one actually failed, like, real hard. Like, I actually became averse to doing double features for a few months after that. Like... You know? So yeah, if you stuck around and enjoyed all that, thank you, I appreciate it. If you'd like to support the channel more directly, there are links below wherever you're watching this to things like the Streamlabs donation link and the community Discord server. If my mods could ping those for me in chat. I'll probably have a game tomorrow. What day is it? Monday? Yeah, I can do a game tomorrow. I don't know what I'll do tomorrow. I have a shitload of games that I could play. I'll think of something. Worst case scenario, I think of a couple games, and then... You forgot the commands? It's, for future reference. It's that. Yeah, nah. Brain is now just foggy. I've got nothing else going on other than that. I'll probably be in the Discord after this. Please join the Discord. I like having people in there. I like talking to people. Also, if you're here from Jorah's Discord, because I self-promoted there, thank you for coming along. Cause like, her community is fucking great, fucking amazing. I'm glad to officially be a part of it, and like actively talking in that Discord and shit. Y'all are great. Low-key, Jorah actually, like, showed me, by just being herself, like, this is how I want to be as a streamer. More, like, goblin-y, and more, like, chaotic, and, like, energetic. And it's like, I can't do it like she does, but I can do it in my own way. And that's, frankly, what makes it special. Thank you for the commands. You'll try to remember those. If I remember correctly, you're in the mod chat. And... Okay, so it's not in the pins, but I can make it part of the pins. I'll fix it. I'll fix it. I'll also update my rules a bit. Either way, have a good rest of your night. Wait, no. You know what I should do? I'm having a really good night. I'm having really good numbers tonight. I want to pass it on. I want to pass it on to someone. This person's my mutual, right? No, but they don't have that many messages, or they don't have that many people in right now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna raid someone I kind of like named Sunny. I don't care about a raid message, just fucking here, I'll make the raid message. Make that the raid message. Fuck it. Enjoy that stream. I'm actually probably gonna hang out there too. Stay safe, y'all. Have a good rest of your night. Thank you.